Sorry, my pry bar there, so I didn't get a shot of this for you guys. You just want to move the pulley forward just a tiny bit. I already got it to move, so hopefully the belt comes off. Let's see. Let's go forward a little more. Well, anyways, you got the idea. Keep moving it forward until you get the belt off. Might take a little effort. Okay, I got the bottom 12mm out there to loosen the belt. You can see. Getting the top one off here. Okay, as you guys can see, I got the power steering pump out. Got it set up there. I took the hose off this side. Put a hose clamp on it. Harbor Freight, $3.49. Thank me later. A little tip for you. Next, we're gonna move on to this tensioner pulley down here. See, I have the pulley off, 14mm. And there it is right there, the pulley bolt the pulley came off of. You see it goes up and down. And there's gonna be two 10mm to get this bracket off. One there and one right down there. So get those two off. They're actually going to be 12mm. Here's what the bracket looks like out of the vehicle. Next, we're going for the top plate. There's going to be a 10mm right there and a 10mm right over here on this side as well. There's actually 3 on this valve cover gasket. If you look down there at the bottom next to this round piece, there's going to be one more right there hiding. Okay, we have all 5 bolts loose. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You could actually leave the spark plugs in. And here's the money shot, baby. I'm going to tie this baby up. You guys ready? Right there, and just twist sideways. Okay, we're back with the valve cover off. Should be able to pop this baby out now. But there it goes, bam. So after you get the 12mm there on the alternator bracket loosened up, then you can get your pry bar right behind it back here. You look right in between the firewall and the alternator back down there, and you can just pry it forward just like that. What you got it for, you'll see the belt's nice and loose now. Next step, if you look at the oil with dipstick tube right there, go down right here, you can see right there's a little clip right here. You'll just pry on the edge of this clip and pop it on out. Here we go. There you go. Alright, we're back. Got the tire off, car jacked up. Got a jack under the oil pan. About to take the brace off up top. Motor mount. Make sure you got a piece of wood so you don't scuff up your oil pan with the jack and ruin it, puncture it. This is what it's going to look like when you got your motor mount out. And when you get the oil dipstick, you're going to want to use some needle nose pliers to grab it and pull it, because it takes a lot of force and it's quite hard. Okay, the next step, you want to get the engine the top dead center, and to do that you'll get a 17mm socket like so. You'll want to turn this baby counterclockwise, and you see right here on the pulley it says up. You want that facing straight up, and when you get that facing straight up, if you look down there, there's those 2 lines. Let me see if I can point to it for you. 1 second. If you look, there's those 2 lines right there. That'll actually line up with the mark here on the pulley down there. If you look on the back of the pulley right here, there'll be these 2 little divots. Right there will be one. There's one over here, right there. Barely see it. But you want both those lined up with the top of the head, the valve cover here. And let's look down here and see if it lined up. Down here now, see there's that line. Looks like it needs to go over a tiny little bit. the next step is going to be a 17 millimeter to remove the bolt there in the center of the harmonic balancer. There's a special tool you could use if you look, it fits in there and you turn it, but I'm just going to use my drill. It works fine, a lot easier. If you have a drill, I'd suggest doing it too. You're going to need something more powerful for this. Here we go. So we're back, folks. It's the next day. Try getting this crank bolt off, couldn't get it to come off. Broke a 1/2 inch extension. I'll show you that here in a minute. My Milwaukee wouldn't take it off with a standard Pittsburgh 17 millimeter, so I came back with this 17 millimeter crank socket. That big boy, solid steel, chromoly. We'll see what happens. I'll put it on that and try again, see if it works. You guys ready? It's a hassle. I pushed as hard as I could, that thing wouldn't move. All right, here we go. I ran out of battery. Let's see what happens. Oh, you're not gonna believe this. Look at that, baby. The fucker took it right off. Make sure your battery's charged. He's a beast. Thank you, Milwaukee. Freaking tore away. Look at that. Beat the shit out of that bolt. Milwaukee with crank bolt socket 1, crankshaft bolt 0. Okay, got the harmonic balance pulley off. You might need to get a pry bar, pry behind a little bit, jiggle it, it'll pop right off. Make sure you keep this key in the top. Right there's the other holes for the harmonic balancer, so they both line up at top dead center. You want that line at the top right there. Let me zoom in for you. You want it facing straight up, which indicates your ends at top dead center. Right there at the top. Found the key. Goes right there in the top of that. So there's going to be 6 bolts to get this bottom cover out. It encases the water pump and timing belt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. The little one right here is, you barely see it. It's like right here, a frame there, just right behind here. I had trouble finding it, but yeah, that's the one. There's a little divot if you look from this side. Can't really see it from up under. Next thing I'm gonna do is loosen this crankshaft pulley. Get a shot on it for you. Right there. Loosen that baby up. Belt should loosen up. Get the bolt out of the tensioner pulley. Should loosen it up. Spring off. Don't lose the spring. Got the pulley loose. The belt can come off now. I'm gonna work on getting the water pump off next. Here's the old water pump. Here's the new one. Goes in this direction, straight up in the car. That's going to be on your alternator. This one right here is going to be the little tiny small bolt. It's going to be one that's, you know, not very long with threads. As you can see, the other ones are longer, and there's a short one right there. There you go. Should get this back installed and just do everything in reverse order now. Get the timing belt back on. Time to tighten up the pulley down here. Get that tightened. Right there. You want to be able to turn the belt sideways like this still after you get it on there and tight. A little tip for you. you're trying to get the tensioner tight, you grab these belts and just pull on them, it'll tighten it for you. So got that tight. I'm just gonna get this ready to go, tightened up. You can see it's about all the way down on the little slot there. Make sure to get your key back in there at the top. We're gonna get the harmonic balancer on next. You can see the crankshaft sensor got a little oil on it, or coolant, so I'm just gonna give it a little starting fluid, get that off. There we go, nice and clean. You having problems with your seal staying in? This car is so old, this seal just kept falling out every time I try to put it into place. So what I did was took a little bit of this grease I have here, this little container on the go, and I just daubed it all around and smeared it on top, so that way it'll hold it in place when I go to put it in. As you can see, it's working now. The glue's smeared on there, kind of holding it like glue. There you go. I'm trying to get your seal on. Keeps falling off, just daub it with grease. We're back. Got the pulley on down here. The belt for the AC clutch. It's kind of tricky to get on. You get that pulley is down as far as it'll go. And what I did is get the belt over here on the AC clutch where it barely went on the edge. I just turned the motor over and the belt just wound on there. And I was able to tighten it up and get it in place. If you look down here, there's going to be this little mount you can get off to get the belt back on. So you're going to take that off so you can get the belt back around it, your new belt. Ready to go. We'll get the mount back on, start working on the power steering pump. This baby will be ready to go. Fill her up with fluid. Should be it. Take it for a test drive. And to get your AC compressor belt tension on it, just go ahead and put your bar right there and pull back. And it should, you can see it giving a little tension. And you just tighten down the bolt right down there.